Here I come, here I come. I'd like to continue on in our chapter studies. I believe I'm about Matthew 5 verses 10. I'll go about 10 through 16. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be alive. It's good to have Jesus as my Savior. It's good to have God watching over us, be in good health. It's really good to read His Word and to try to understand it. I think it's time that's well spent for me. It's well spent for you if you're listening to this. Surely learning about God and His ways and what's going on in His mind is truly great. Well, let's get right on into it. Matthew 5 and verse 10. Matthew 5 and verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Suffering for good. It says, happy are you. You have favor. Someone wants to harm you because of your pursuit of good. That just seems kind of odd. But you're trying to do right, and there's going to be those out there who want to bring you down. They want to persecute you. I find some comforting words over here in 1 Peter 3 and 12. It says, for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and His ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. And who is he that will harm you, if you be followers of that which is good? But if you suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye. And be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. I believe he's basically saying that you have the Lord on your side, and happy are you to be trying to please the Lord. Why do evil people want to bring good folks down? Why is this? I looked in here and I found in John 3 and 19 perhaps a little bit of light into why they want to bring good people down. This could be one of the reasons. John 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world. That's you, who's trying to do right. That's Jesus. It says that men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. When you start shining the light around, you start seeing all the evil deeds going on, and they don't like it. They don't like it. It makes their deeds look evil, and they want to make you evil also. So then they start into persecuting you. But it tells us that blessed are you. When you're trying to do right, my friends, and there's somebody naysaying, maintain, my friend, maintain. Just keep trying to do right. Don't let the words scare you. Verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my name's sake, for my sake. Revile, to cast in the teeth, to chaunt, to chide. I kind of think of this like when they were casting, when Jesus was on the cross, and they were going by. They're saying, look at him. He said he could save everybody, raise up the temple, do all these mighty things. He can't even save himself. If you be the Son of God, bring yourself down from that cross. Kind of chiding him, reviling him, cast his stuff in his teeth. Perhaps like the mean kids do to a kid is a little bit different. Just because somebody's different, then people like to pick on him and be mean and be of low character. You know, I've heard it said all my life, a little nursery rhyme, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. What a lie. Words have weight, words have meaning. Words, when they are talked against you and revile you and persecute, they have weight. But He tells me to be happy. What is the quickest way for me to harm you? Start putting down your character. Start saying ugly things about you, ugly things about your family. But if you suffer under the weight of words for Jesus' sake, in defending His name and His creed, it says, happy are ye. 1 Peter 4 and 4, it says, wherein they think it strange that you not run with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. They like to perhaps persecute and you and revile you because you're different. Because you don't want to be an evil person. You want to be a good person. You know, this sounds a lot like peer pressure to me. This is how peer pressure works. Either you do like we do, or we're going to taunt, we're going to chide, we're going to revile, we're going to persecute you, we're going to make your life miserable, we're going to make you feel like a sissy, we're going to make you feel like something inferior to us. It's like evil people have no greater sense of right. They don't know what we know about living right and what we try to know about living right. feels good to an evil man to put down a good man, as if somehow that raises him up higher. Just don't understand. I think one of the key words or phrases in that verse there is falsely. They say all manner of evil against you falsely. You know, if you're trying to do right and what they say against you falsely, then that's when you're doing good. So make sure that what you're doing, they can't really cast in your teeth. So make sure that you're living a good life, so that the evil person, what he has to say, will be false against you. Don't give an evil person any ammo. Matthew 5:12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. What? That just blows me away. To be happy and to rejoice and to be exceeding glad when people are doing this against me? That's what he says. And why does he say this? He says, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. I think he's kind of telling us you're following in the right steps of those great men of faith. You're in good company. You're in good company. You're even in the company of Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 4:12. 1 Peter 4:12 says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. You suffer now, and you joy later. That gives you a thing. I'm going to put up with it. I'm going to suffer. You can revile me. You can put me down. But I'm waiting for the payday whenever Jesus says I'm like him and he takes me home. It's beautiful. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, continuing on, happy are ye, for the Spirit of God and of glory and of God resteth upon you. On their part he is evil speaketh of, but on your part he is glorified. You're in very good company if people are persecuting you and reviling you falsely. You're in the steps of Christ, in the steps of all those old prophets, thrown in the ditches, cast out of the cities. It says, great is your reward. Let's bring in John 14:2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. I like that. He's going to go and prepare a place for me. That's beautiful. He says, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am there you may be also. Now there's a reward coming for those who serve the Lord. Keep following in those good footsteps, my friend. You know, this might be a good telltale if you're on the right path. If you're really wanting to live right and do right and walk right, if you're going through a little bit of persecution and you're kind of rubbing somebody the wrong way, maybe that tells you that you're like the prophets of old, or that you're like Jesus, or like you're the Apostle Paul. Maybe that's a little bit of a telltale sign that you're doing something good. I think probably spiritually speaking, the time when you need to really be scared to death is when all the people think that you're great. And we love what you're doing. What? When all the people love what you're doing? What does that mean? The scriptures say that they don't like the good guy. That tells me maybe I ought to check myself. Maybe I'm not trying to do as right as best I can. When all my worldly guys say, yeah, you're great, doing good. Maybe that's the time to be scared, to be afraid. Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt hath lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Salt on your McDonald's fries. Just tastes so good, melts in your mouth. He says, you are the salt of the earth. You are what makes this earth pleasant, palatable. You are what makes it fun. You are what gives it glory. It's perhaps the reason when God looks at it and says, there's a little bit of salt on that creation that's gone to is having trouble. But if you lose it because of people persecuting you, because of people putting you down, and you become just like them, and you don't maintain the course of trying to do right, then you've lost your saltiness. You've lost your savoriness. The bright spot in the world is like dimmed. If you go bad, what use are you? What is salt anyway when it's not salty? Just grainy grit, I guess. Doesn't do any good. How can I be more savory, more salty, if you would? I think looking to Jesus as our ultimate example. I want to read Matthew 5:14. "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle to put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." We are to be a city that is set on a hill. Now, I just got through telling us in the previous chapter studies to be meek, to be low in spirit, to be a mourner. And I wonder, how can I make all this jive and fit together? And I got to thinking, if you try to be meek, low in spirit, try to be merciful, you try to hunger and thirst after righteousness, you will shine. You will shine forth. You will be so different from the world, so different from perhaps even your peers, so different from anybody that you just can't help but be that city on a hill. Just by following Christ and His ways, you will be a different person, an odd person, a person who's fit for the kingdom of heaven. You will stand out and you will draw men to you, draw men to your goodness, and they will wonder what is going on with this extraordinary person who has this deep faith and who is unflappable, who is kind, and all the good attributes that we see in Jesus Christ. And your light will shine. Not for the sake of trying to be a shining light, just for the joy of being a shining light, but just by doing the will of God, you will be a city that is set on a hill. I truly believe that. That's a better way to show it than telling everybody all the time how good you are. Everybody would get sick of that. That's just a braggart. Perhaps wearing a priestly garment, so when you're out in town, everybody knows that you look at you, you're a man of God. That don't work so well. Perhaps a bumper sticker on your car proclaiming all the good things. Real men love Jesus, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that sticker if it's backed up by really loving Jesus. Just showing up at church, coming in and sitting down on a pew. And that's a good thing to do. But it's what you do outside these walls. It's what you do when nobody's looking. It's how you treat your wife when nobody's looking. It's how you treat your kids. It's how you try to teach your kids. It's how you interact with people who are under you. It's the good works that you do, not for the sake of doing good works, but the sake of that you are a follower of Christ and you follow in His example. You put your effort into doing kind things, compassionate things, Christ-like things. And I believe you will be a city that is set on a hill, shining forth in such a dark community. So keep on doing good works, my friend. I leave you with this closing scripture. Philippians 2, verse 15. It says that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. This week, my friend, do the will of God, and you will shine, shine, shine. Thank you for listening.